So and then we ask about the route for tomorrow, and it's like fake 60K, it's flat. Okay. Now Mayula is like flat 60Ks, and then you're gonna just manage 140.
Yeah.
Sure. Start up. And then we go to Adrian. Adrian, you said it's flat. You said it's flat. It's like,
never
no.
trust the cyclist.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to Let's Talk Cycling with Almost Elite. Thank you so much for the love and support you've been showing us. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It just keeps the channel growing and growing. So as you can see next to me, I've got a legend of note. One of the best cyclists that I've had the opportunity of riding with the other week, and trust me, he means business. He is on fire. So we've got Thando Zothe.
Yeah.
That's the name. So Thando, man, tell us a bit about yourself, and how did you get into the sport?
Okay, yeah. So my name is Thando Zothe. So yeah, I grew up in Cape Town. So I think I started cycling at 2008, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I saw Lutando riding past. So me and Lutando, we
Thando Kaka?
Yeah,
Oh.
grew up the same street.
Nice.
So he's the one who introduced me to cycling.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he helped me to join. Yeah. So everything like from Sasindwan and then until yeah 20 was it 2018, yeah, until we part ways. So but yeah, so ngicale Elene grew up in Cape Town in Khayelitsha. So yeah.
Journey cycling at Khayelitsha, like, is it big? Is it very small? Are people starting to adopt cycling as a sport at Khayelitsha?
Yeah, Khayelitsha cycling, it's big. It's just that lack of equipment.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite a
But
challenge.
so far Veluka is a big club in Khayelitsha.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so Namphuma kuyo.
Okay.
So Veluka, I'm the reason ngilapha is because of Veluka. So yeah.
But it seems like it's a hub for very talented cyclists. I mean, the likes of Nick, the like of yourself.
Songezo.
Yeah, Songezo as well.
I think
And come from Velo.
I mean, how long did it take you to get into the elite space? I mean, you're talking about your journey from the time uhlangana no Kaka and then ukula up until you're cycling with the big boys, the likes of Nolan Hoffman.
Yeah.
Tell us about your growth ukuthi uzofika la ukhona manje.
I think 6 years. 6 years, yeah. Took me 6 years. Because at the time, when I started to join, I was still in school. So I didn't have much time to be on the bike. So I was just on and off whenever I have time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to junior level, spent 2 years in junior level. So things were a bit okay, but I wasn't getting the results labels being useful. So
Okay.
so yeah, I went to under 23 level. So under 23 level, I tried to balance with because I grew up as a runner.
Okay.
Okay.
So I tried to balance it with duathlon. So I was doing duathlon and road.
Yeah, it's
So
quite a lot.
mountain bike it's not for me. So mountain bike is not for me. So I did that. So I went to duathlon. So I did my first ever race. It was Western Province. I came second.
Wow.
And then yeah, I was selected for Western Province team to participate in Potchefstroom. So I went there, came second. So it was me and Nick, like Abutagi. It was me and Nicholas Lamin. So at that time, because also from Agui to Duathlon as a runner also.
Okay.
So I went there, came second. Yeah, got selected to do world champs, but lack of funds that time.
Big ups, man. That's big
Yeah,
stuff.
that's massive.
A lot of people can only dream about things like that. So I was telling Fitz, I mean, cycling elite obviously is very demanding. I can only imagine. It's challenging training yakho ukuthi injani. I mean, how many hours are you putting in a week and that sort of thing? I mean, you're saying namanje ukuthi you couldn't cope most schooling because it's demanding. So just tell us ukuthi what is it that's required, to pull an elite bike.
We'll talk about that in a second, March.
So I'll start by, because in 2015 there was a pro team from Velokaya that they formed. So we had the opportunity to come to Joburg. So in Joburg we're staying with Thando. So Lutan was staying in his own place, so they had a team house for us.
Okay.
So at that time things were just like, I was also growing as a cyclist, as a person also, because I moved to being comfortable to try to handle pressure and then just to seek a lot of opportunities. So so at that time, but what I like about that time, staying in the team house, obviously you have to compete.
There's competition in
the team, so you have to be the best. So for me, I was the strongest on training at that time. But when it comes to racing, I was not performing. So yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
Why you sure?
Because you would think umuntu who's training well
can race well, exactly.
I think for me, I was more focused on training, and then when it comes to racing, so I'm no longer racing with my teammates. So my teammates are there. So I'm all alone. So whenever I feel pain, I drop easily. So until like half of the team went back to Cape Town, so I had the opportunity to stay in Joburg. So that's where I needed to push myself or to prove myself. And then that time it was just me and Tula and Lutando racing here in Joburg. So I would say my peak, I got it in Clover Tour. We were doing Clover Tour. So stage 1, I was in the break, luckily. So we climbing. We were climbing God's Window. So in God's Window there was a KOM. So I took the first points, and then that gave me a lot of confidence.
And you got into the KOM jersey, if I recall, eh?
That was not an easy journey or easy race, because once you're there, and then I'm sorry to say, but white people and black people, they still it's a second. So you find other stages like people that are not competing or are not racing for KOM, they are against you. So you have to just fight. So
great experience here. Now it is the sprint for the King of the Mountains at the top of God's Window. And look who it is. It's Thando Zothe of Rand Water. They're showing a clean pair of hills. Behind him, the King of the Mountains jersey can't respond. And Thando's going to take this maximum points over the top of God's Window, with Badenberger then going over in second place.
So, but luckily I did pull it through, and then I got the jersey.
Well done.
That year, after the jersey, Sun City, I came fifth. Sun City, and then just like podium after podium after podium.
Yeah, so I must say, man, I had a look at your results on RaceTech.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's a lot of top 10s, and it's very, very hard to get a top 10.
And then that time was just consistency.
Yeah, exactly. You were very consistent. I mean, there's times where he was fifth, and it was very close. You know what I mean? And you can imagine the level of caliber you need to be at.
Closing, and then and then those time was we were racing against road cover, I think BCX, and then
I think Nolan was at BCX at that time.
Yeah, BCX. So
and he's your teammate now.
No, I'm lucky.
Yeah, you're lucky. Maybe he's the lucky one.
Exactly. Yeah, yes, you.
But I would say my my toughest achievement is just getting third at Neisner Cycle Tour.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a hard one
When was
for me.
that? Being-
2017. I came third. So it was.
Walk us through it. Like, how did the race play out?
Did you have a good domestic on the day? Were you on top
No,
form?
it wasn't just like a domestic was, because we're just three of us. So we're just this big labandu was strong. So it was road cover, BCX as such. So and then us, because those were the three teams from Joburg to Cape Town.
Yeah.
So there was a turning point somewhere, and then I think who was that guy? I think David
Mare.
not David Murray, but the guy is racing in Australia now. So there was a breakaway for one guy, went that way. He was super strong.
Hello,
I think
time
you know
trial.
the guy. He won Rainwater race. I think 2017.
We'll check.
Yeah, I think he will check.
We'll check.
So yeah, the guy went away. So the team was chasing the guy. It was just sitting there, as like me and Lutano. So it was Team Giant from Cape Town and BCX. So yeah, so they chase, and then like 5Ks to go, no, like 10Ks to go, and then like everyone decided just to counterattack. So and then Nolan was there. We knew if we take Nolan to the line, obviously.
Yeah, everyone says that. Everyone says that.
Did not do that.
So what we did was just like counterattack,
Counterattack,
because coming back is just rolling waves, rolling waves. So and then we saw him dropping. It was like, okay,
Job done.
job's done. And then after we dropped him, it was a downhill, and then no one wanted to work.
Yeah.
And then Clint said, like, if you're not gonna work, Nolan is gonna come. And then we could see Nolan is coming. We could see Nolan is coming back, and then we had to choose to work together until the line. So yeah, and then I sprinted like second. Yeah, so it was Reinhard Butler beat me, and then it was me and then Clint.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, how would you classify your type of rider? You know, you say you sprinted. Is that where your strong point
No,
lies?
I wouldn't say so. They say I'm a puncher. So, but when I'm in like good level of fitness and form, so I can climb. I can climb also. So I wouldn't say but I'm not a pure sprinter. I know that I'm not a pure sprinter. I fight.
But you can sprint, masekfuneka. Masignetically
Power is there, the kick is there. So
Yeah.
it's all about the kick and the power.
Yeah.
Just to keep the momentum until the line. So yeah.
Let's talk a bit about Cape Town Cycle Tour, man.
Yeah.
That was my favorite, watching this man. And I think he made big highlights on the day. I mean, even the commentators were referring to it. Tell us about that race, Mvana. I mean, I'm interested, particularly, you were closing a lot of gaps on that day. A big race, big names on the line, and you were there. And big ups for, holding up for Abodaki. Because honestly, I mean, you hardly find
No, you don't.
much of Abodaki in that peloton. And, tell us about Cape Town Cycle Tour 2021, right?
Yeah.
2021 last year, yeah. Perfect weather, I would say.
Yeah.
I think the best way
The best weather so far. So, but yeah, so at the day before the race, I knew I wanted to be on the break on the day, because sitting on the bench and then they're still gonna drop you, or still you're gonna drop. So it makes no sense to go on the race, waste your time, and then to sit on the bench and then they drop you. So for me, it was just I missed the break. Like, what else can I do?
And I saw you're trying to bring it back a lot.
I was like,
You're trying to get into it.
let me try to bridge. And then there was a moment where like they were close like 10 seconds from us, and then like no one wanted to work, and then Nolan came, and then we tried, and then I was just okay, you know what, let me just work Just I like
Yeah, but yeah. Who are you riding with there? Because there was another guy from Cycling Friends that.
That was Vuyo. I forgot the name. So that was Vuyo. So
Is he a teammate of yours at that time?
at that time, yeah.
Okay,
so,
been trainer known.
this, yeah, not really. This is a training song. So 2018, Team Sampada collapsed. So I had to go back home in Cape Town. So I stopped cycling completely.
For the whole year?
Yeah, 2019,
Sure.
I was in racing. And then 2020, one of my friends, Mteteleli, said, yeah, I'll organize you a bike and then let's just ride and then ride. So I was just like, you see the fire is still there.
Yeah, the power's still there.
The fire is still there. It's like, okay, sure. And then, yeah, I was just training. And then until I met the guy from Cycling Friends. So he's the one who was like, okay, he's also interested in me. So he was like boosting me, and then he gave me all the things that I needed to be a better rider or to get back to cycling. So, but yeah, he also like we also need to mention those guys like abantu abakuncedile like
Yes,
to
yes,
support.
yes.
100%.
Yeah, you see, yeah, surrounding me. So yeah, the guy did a lot for me. So yeah, I'm super grateful for that, because if it wasn't for those people who were encouraging me to come back, I wouldn't be here wearing this.
Nah, that's big ups. I think it is important to tell us about some of the names, man, that you look up to. Abantu Shovanabo, or even some of the international professionals. Abobane ngathi uyabavuma ukuthi
yeah.
Tell us about some of those guys that you think, wow, when I grow up.
So I was growing up. Songezo was one of the cyclists that I was looking up to.
Oh, okay. Songezo.
Okay. And then back then it was Lutano. So things change, the form change about there. So I'll just name, but it's all the Velokaya.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
It's Nicholas, Lutando, and Songezo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the guys. Yeah, Nolan, also them, because I think since riding out Dalang Rider with Elite, always competing with Nolan, racing against, you see. But now we had like an opportunity just to come and then to have like a black team, a proper black team.
Yeah, tell us about Aluwani. How did that come about?
So Aliwani, so I got the call from the guy called Tula Season. So he's the one who formed this thing. So big up to him.
No, big up to him.
Big up to him. So he's the one who formed up this thing. So I got the call, I think in March 2021. So it's like I'm pushing something, just keep on training. Empty promises. I was like, oh, okay, now I'll see. And then June, he called us to come in Joburg, and then we did all the paperwork. And then, because now we have, it's me, it's Thando, Thokozani, Reinhard Butler, Nolan Hoffman, Tula Sizwe, and then it's Titus. We're only 6 for now.
Okay.
But I think they're planning to
grow it,
to draw maybe 8.
Wow.
Yeah, 8.
Quite a strong lineup there.
That's very strong. I mean, if I recall correctly, you guys won the first race on the calendar.
Yeah.
Monte Cassino.
Wow.
And not only that, I mean, you've won a few races for such a new team. But I think it's just proof that with the right talent in the team,
I think also for us it's like we didn't need a pressure to be on us. Just like if you get an opportunity to win this race, let's drive it, because we're racing against the strongest now, Honeycomb.
Man, I mean, Honeycomb is a big name.
yeah, I mean, you've got the likes of like Pro Touch, who's been in the peloton for a while.
100%.
Yeah, since Pro Charge they're not racing a lot in
South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes.
I think we are the second so far.
That's big stuff, man.
So you're gonna see next season, but next season we're gonna push a lot because there's like most races are just classic.
Yeah, it's 1 day races.
One day is just classic because there's I'm sure of a canyon. Nolan wants to defend.
No, I love Amashov. I think it's an awesome route. I hope they stick
I was
to.
I was glad like since last year they did
The short route.
the short
Yeah,
route. So
that's what I was gonna say. That they must do the
the
full
old route it suits perfect for everyone.
Yeah.
Just the first
Yeah,
hill.
you climb Fox Hill. And then all the
Fox
way
Hill, that's one of my best, and then Fox Hill and Janga, one of my best.
And then you just finish
And
it
then-
off nicely at the end.
But you can't say you finish because when it comes to highway, it's flat out for us.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you have to be in front, and then yeah, for me it's like being in this team and then racing with our Nolan,
Yeah.
being my teammate, and then it's like every race you need to be full gas and be on point and
Do your
just
best.
do your best and then play the part of being a team player in the team.
Yeah.
So you can't be selfish. So
No.
they just tell you do the job and then we finish.
That's good. If we extend, I mean, you're talking about a bit of future plans. Going forward, where do you see yourself, Mhlambe? Would you like to do Tour de France one day? Tell us about some of your,
I'd love to
your
see
big
him there.
dreams.
I'd love to see him there.
Tell us about,
I
you
think
haven't
there's-
thought that far, tell us.
Growing up, I always wanted to go to Tour de France, but opportunities is like just the reality for Tina. So let's just start small. I think I'll doing like like for maybe next year I would like to do like the African tours. Just start small and then you see yourself and then you can go to Europe,
100%.
Belgium maybe.
Yes.
And then spend some time there and then
And I mean, the man has done actually one African tour.
Rwanda.
We were speaking offline just now, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Proper.
So
No,
he did a tour to Rwanda.
Rwanda is the toughest in Africa for me.
What makes it tough?
I just
Too
climb.
much climbing.
Oh, yeah.
There's no climb, just mountains.
And I think it's probably at altitude, so it's probably it's probably harder to
'Cause there
breathe
was-
for us there.
I think on stage 4, that's I didn't make cut off time. And then at that time, Adrian from Rwanda, we were racing with him. He was one of our teammates. So and then we asked about the route for tomorrow, and it's like fake 60K, it's flat. Okay. Now Mayula is like flat 60Ks, and then you're gonna just manage the 140.
Yeah.
Sharp. Start up. And then we go to Adrian. Adrian, you said it's flat. you said it's flat. It's like,
never
no.
trust the cyclist. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, you said it's flat. It's like, go ride your bike, man. And it's just like, just ride your bike. Like, yes. And then like, first 50K, it was tough. I don't want to lie. It was tough. And then, Rwanda cyclists are just, they're the best. I
Yeah,
don't
they've
wanna
got home
lie.
ground advantage as well.
Oh,
Those guys, they train, eh?
easy.
I think they train for, like, they do a proper training camp for 3 months before the
Before
tour.
that tour starts. So which would you say is the biggest race, like South Africa, for you for the year? The one you enjoy the most, the one you're excited more big calendar with you. Is it 947? Is it Cape Town? If you were to pick one.
For me, it's Amashova, because Amashova, I've been in the podium.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I've
Nice.
I think first it was top 5,
Yeah.
and then second one, it was just mechanical. I came 8th or 9th.
Still, that's
Yo, with the
amazing. That's
mechanical
amazing.
issue. Yo.
So,
That's still amazing.
but yeah, Mashova for me. But the one, like for Tina, for the team Alwani team, it's like it's a 94. 94.
So looking forward to seeing you there on the podium.
Yeah, on the podium, first place. Because you have to aim big.
Yes.
All the
exactly,
time you have to
exactly.
aim big. You can't aim small, and then the results will be small. So if you aim big, the results will be big. So, but yeah, it just for us. I think the biggest race for us in the calendar, it's obvious, Cape Town.
Yep.
Mashova, and then 947, and then local ones, the small ones, you can see. But by the way, EPRL, that one was also nice. I enjoyed it.
No, sweet stuff, man. I mean, coming from Ekayelicha, as we're gonna close soon, what would be your message to Intwana Lapekasi who also aspire to get into cycling, or people who are in cycling and want to grow and get to the level where you are? I mean, what would be your message to abantu labo?
For me, Intwana, just like they need to be disciplined. They need to have vision, obviously. I think they also need to select very well surrounding. Because cycling it's about helping each other. It's not an individual sport. So it's all about the team. So for anyone else, they need to choose like mentors very well, like to guide them to the right direction. So but they must just keep pushing. So I think for anyone else, I would say about Cape Town, especially Itagi, for them they need to aim to come to Joburg, to get a team in Joburg, because Cape Town racing in Cape Town, it's not that big. It's because you find a lot of sprinters in Cape Town. So racing wise, it's just criteriums.
Oh yes.
That's
it's
interesting.
like-
I mean,
it's like
because
flat.
Cape Town is like the biggest
Yeah.
race in South Africa. I mean, it can easily go well over 20,000 towards
People,
30, but yet cycling is small in Cape Town.
Yes,
That's
yes.
quite
It used to be big. We used to have, like, I think that time Pelpa was still in control or in charge of it, racing wise. So we used to have a lot of races, like just like open, not criteriums.
Yeah.
So now it's just criteriums. So now for me, criteriums,
It's boring.
You want the road,
because you're racing against the guy I dropped this guy. When it comes to but now he's
'Cause it's
dropping
flat,
you.
It's
It's
flat,
flat,
yes.
because you're always on red zone.
I see.
So for me, like Cape Town, I love Cape Town. Perfect weather for training. Windy.
Yes.
I love windy.
You love to train in a difficult situation.
Yeah, because most of the time we train in trial, but I know south it's windy. South.
Yes,
So
yes.
so sometimes I go in south.
To just face a bit of wind.
Yeah. Because we find wind in the race, and then you have to.
Yeah, you know how you need to know how to manage it.
But but so far so good in terms of the team Alwan of giving us the opportunity. It is everything that they promised us, and then everything that they willing to do for the team. It's not empty promises. They deliver.
you guys.
They coming through, and then also us. We just need to push every day, because opportunities like this, they're right to just to get. But
No, we are watching you guys. We are inspired.
Yeah, man.
Remember, when it gets tough and you're feeling like, hey, I'm going to get dropped, just remember, guys watching, looking up to us.
But for me, I just have one problem. It's so sad, just lack of or awutagi to be on the elite level. It's so sad to see the same people over and over and over again. So that's why we need to we need to inspire the clubs or the local teams that are still young, because we have to face the reality. Cycling is expensive.
Yeah.
It is.
So we need to help one another.
Yeah.
So I can't say I'm riding for a big team, but I can't help Indwana Sekas or Indwana. Maybe ATI, maybe like in future, like in Indwana. So we need to.
Easy Pintwana Uivumayo right now. Who
there's a lot, but like
just mention a few, man. Because part of this show is for us to put people on.
So I would say is like people that I was riding with. We all know Mazola.
Yeah.
Mazola is
Means
promising.
business.
Yeah. But for me, personally, Sia is Sia is like it's fire.
It's very
Only if you
talented.
can get opportunity.
Yeah.
He's very focused. I don't wanna lie, down to earth. But
Yeah.
most of it, he's humble.
Yeah.
I don't wanna lie. I'm not being picky or what, but for me, Sia is because I did Maludu with them, so yeah, I was impressed with Sia because he could like stay in front for 5 minutes, one just pacing, like
And a hard pace, not just a
no,
not
just it's just a nice, steady, and tempo one. It's like he's just you need to share the experience. You need to share the experience. I'm also learning. I'm still learning. See, I'm still learning. So I'm not perfect. It's just that I'm learning from Nolan, Reynard, because they've been racing all over the world. So, but and then there's one else saying, I think it would be Ride Luvugan that time, the junior one. Nah, not Tlo. I don't know his name, but he's also good. He's still a junior.
Oh, okay.
He's still a junior.
small boy.
Yeah.
It's probably Tejo.
Yeah, it's also.
Yeah. He's podium, I think, a few.
Yeah, it's also good. But let's just work together.
Yes, they're not
let's
against
not
each other,
against
exactly.
because
Exactly.
that's
You need
the
to
problem of Atotagi. We always want to compete. Who's the best? So let's just work together and then push Eland in. I would say culture Butagi forward because we're still new in the sport. So, but thanks for Elan opportunity to do this.
Thanks for talking to us, man.
It's a good chat.
We really, really appreciate it. I think
hopefully you're gonna do these after the race interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
We'll
When
try
the
our
thoughts are
best.
fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
When the thoughts are fresh and the heart rate is still up.
Yeah, because the gap, there's a huge gap here. So
Yes.
I think if you can
Coverage.
go there and then took the spot,
Yeah.
you get a lot of.
Now we're getting
followers.
very close to the likes of Nolan Hoffman. And
it's a-
Thando Kaka. I look up to the guy a lot.
Yeah, Lutando.
Yeah, so I think we are getting there. We would like to get an opportunity to talk to the guys and thank the viewers as well that have been supporting us. I mean, the numbers are growing. We're getting a lot of love. We do read their comments. We do really appreciate the response. So catch us on the next episode where we talk cycling again. Wah, 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 wah.